what a week it's been. I've just dropped the girls off with their mum. Eldest now only has 1 week of primary school left, and she's got quite upset about it. I think school's meant a great deal to her and has always been a bit of a safe haven for her. I don't think she's had a single year of primary school where there hasn't been some kind of shit going on with my ex that she's ended up being drawn into. I think her year 2, 3 and 4 were all quite complicated. My ex was using them to get at me and to get money in our divorce by refusing to cooperate or even agree to a 50-50 share of residency. In her year 5, she was drawn into and used as part of my ex's attempt to go and live in Scotland. That was pretty horrible, and the Kafkash report ordered by the court uncovered the extent of the emotional abuse involved in that one. I think finally I thought she could have had a nice normal year 6 and just enjoy school before she went up to secondary school. But then, of course, we had the secondary school dispute, which maybe I'll go into more detail in another post. But suffice to say, despite what our court order says about us agreeing decisions together as parents and not including the children in these, she went behind my back, took my daughter to look at all the secondary schools without telling or including me, made the application without my knowledge or consent. I did oppose the application, as at the time my daughter said it wasn't what she wanted, which again led to her being dragged into the dispute between my ex and I. Needless to say, she ended up going along with what my ex wanted her to do. It was all rather unpleasant, and again my eldest was put under pressure, and I think it ruined the autumn for her, and so she has pinned so much on the last 7 months of school only to have it taken away by COVID. And so now here she is and it's all over, and I think it's added to the understandable feeling like she's going to lose all of her friends, which probably wouldn't be so much of a problem, but she's not going to the same school as all of her classmates because my ex refused to even consider that school. So I think she has all of that on top of all of the normal secondary school angst that's been brought up by them talking a lot about it this week in order to get them ready, which has resulted in quite a lot of tears and upset at home this week, which I find quite hard because I've seen her cry enough for a lifetime over the past 5 years in a way that no parent ever should, especially when the cause of it has been her own mother. That's quite hard to experience. Meanwhile, my youngest has had a great week. She's been doing homeschool English with my mum, which really seems to have inspired and motivated her in a way that I haven't managed to. We've done some really good maths, which has been good, albeit I've been doing the maths from the week before and this week because my ex didn't do any of it with her last week. But hoping to try and keep up some of the good practice over the summer with her and keep that momentum up. So all in all, it's a bit of a mixed and tiring week. Can't help but worry about them going back to their mum, who seems to just love it when they're upset or hurt. It's almost like she feeds on it and loves these situations where they're distressed, often as a direct result of her actions, like this week with her withholding information she had about the secondary schools, which almost fueled our daughter's angst. I'm very keen to try and support our daughter and teach her ways of managing feeling like this, because it's fairly normal to feel anxious about change in your life, but I don't want to validate that monster under the bed, but equally I don't want to dismiss her concerns, but just help her understand and manage them, whereas I suspect my ex will be pouring petrol onto that bonfire as it allows her to take control. All part of the fun.